Let's get into it, y'all. Trump's secretary pick. Let's see there. It will share screen. There we go. Mr. Scott Bessent to serve as Trump's secretary pick. I believe the cabinet is fully picked by now. Today's Monday, the 25th, so I believe everything has been picked. If confirmed, also I believe Matt Gaetz did step down. I think he's not going to be doing AG anymore, or even running for Congress anymore. So a lot of people are upset about that pick. But hey, if confirmed, Bessent, I might be wrong about that. If Bessent will be tasked with implementing any tax cuts as Republican-controlled Congress may pursue. Let's see if we can get a picture of Mr. Scott. No, none of these men are him. Here we go. For those who don't know what Scott Bessent looks like, this is Mr. Scott Bessent. All right, Secretary of Treasury. When I was doing my training at the credit union, one of the guys who would train us, he would say that the Secretary of Treasury is the second most important person in the country besides president, because they don't control the economy, but they control America's finances in short. This is by Brian Chung, Olympia Sooner, and Zoe Richards. President-elect on Friday, so this past Friday, announced he had asked Scott Bessent, a hedge fund executive and top fundraiser to his campaign, to serve as Secretary of the Treasury Department. In a statement regarding his pick, Trump said that Bessent will help me usher in a new golden age for the United States. Unlike the past administrations, it's still Trump speaking here. We will ensure that no Americans will be left behind in the next and greatest economic boom, and Scott will lead that effort for me. Hey, last Republican that said nobody left behind, shout out to President Bush, no child left behind. Right? I mean, everybody knows how that went. Anyways, maybe that's why we're in the situation we're in right now. Regardless, Scott will support my policies. Still Trump speaking here. We got a whole bunch of quotes from President Trump. He's going to support his policies that will drive U.S. competitiveness and stop unfair trade imbalances, or to create an economy that places growth at the forefront, especially through our coming world energy dominance, he added. Together, we will make America rich again, prosperous again, affordable again, and most importantly, great again. I think one of the things with this pick for Treasury is that I think a lot of times when a president is elected, there's more friction than there needs to be. Not saying it should be like now where everything is all red, or when there's Democrat, everything should be all blue. But we can't expect presidents or any political official, in short, but presidents speaking here, when they're running for office, they have all these things they're saying they're going to do on the campaign to get people to vote for them. And then they get into office, they have all these barriers to get done what they want to get done, to even for us to see if what they said they were going to do is actually going to be in our benefit. Now, some people are going to say they don't like that. I mean, not saying, again, every seat should be red, or even when, President Biden is still in office now, but when he was elected, every seat should be blue. But sometimes there's just so much bitching, in short, in this process, and there's just so much friction to get anything done. And it's like, well, I couldn't get this done, I couldn't that, I couldn't that. It's like, well, why are you here then? Right? I mean, to have a process where the bipartisan part of it just rarely works, in short, is very frustrating. One thing I hate the most is that, or whatever, I mean, I guess it's all of our faults, but this is going on before I was voting. But the fact that there's just so many things stuffed into a bill, I don't see why they just can't sign multiple bills at a time. Like, instead of doing one bill with 10 things in it, why don't they just do 10 different bills? It's going to take the same amount of time, right? But when they start stuffing things into these bills and be like, oh, how did this get passed? Because it was, this 10-page thing, and it's like, 500-page document that, Congress had put through. I think those are type of things that we as Americans should be asking for even more when it comes to transparency. Because it's like, a lot of times things don't get done, or they do get done, however you want to look at it. But in short, it's negative in your favor. And it's because it's being stuffed into something, and either that thing that you don't want is getting passed, or the thing that you do want is not getting passed. Sort of thing with the border wall. People complaining about the last veto of the border wall, but there was a lot of monies there. There was a lot of stuff in there that was involving money being sent to Ukraine. It's like, why can't we just pass a bill for the wall if that's what y'all want to do? Because that's what Democrats, right? That's what Vice President Harris was saying. Why can't y'all just pass a bill for that? Why does there have to be anything else attached to it? I know why. I mean, that's the process. But that's something where it's like that makes the system even more convoluted and harder to get things done because they want to keep attaching things unnecessarily. If y'all want to do something for, sending money off to Ukraine, then pass a bill specifically for that. If y'all want to do something for border immigration, illegal immigration, then pass something explicitly for that. I mean, it's that simple. It's just from a software standpoint. It's like, don't push all this code. Just, that's for like a deployment, right? But we do, we got all these various branches that we're merging into dev. We don't just do one branch that has all the changes on it. My goodness. Bessent was one of a slew of picks announced. Okay, Trump announced on Friday. Russell Vought, head of OPM, not OPM, Office of Management and Budget, and then Dr. Marty McCary for commissioner of the for FDA. A lot of people were saying RFK Jr. was going to be in charge of FDA. He's not in charge of FDA. If confirmed by the Senate, again, Senate's all red, Bessent will helm the fiscal policies for an economy that, do they get, I think they're going to get confirmed before these people switch over for this Senate flips. Anyways, Bessent will helm fiscal policies for an economy that weathered high inflation in recent years, an issue that remained top of mind for many voters who helped send Trump back to the White House in the election earlier this month. Again, also as well, Bessent will be in charge of the IRS because the IRS is underneath the Treasury. So let's see how he handles that as well. See if we'll get into that in this article. This article is not that long. Trump's pick will be tasked with implementing, any cuts that a Republican-controlled Congress may pursue. And with Trump proposing aggressive tariffs on imports from countries spanning the globe, the Treasury Department chief will have to manage relationships with global finance ministers who may choose to retaliate with tariffs on their own. Look, I don't know. I think it's 100%. I don't know every single tariff that's ever been in place, but I believe it's the way tariffs work. It's tariff or tariff. So I don't know if the exact percentage, like we do, let's say it was 60% tariff on China. I can't remember the exact number, but I don't know if that means China's going to do a 60% tariff on us more so than they're just going to do a tariff on us. But it's going to be interesting to see exactly how, was it Secretary-elect? I don't know if that's what you call them, but potential Secretary of Treasury here, Secretary Bessent, will be able to navigate, I wouldn't say these potential, but highly likely tariff conversations that are going to need to be had with the other countries out here that we deal with in the global economy standpoint. I think the tariffs are going to come either way. I think the big thing will be to see when the tariffs get put in place, as far as it's going to be all at one time, or will they be staggered based on various countries, or if there'll be if there'll be a flat blanket tariff, it'll be on certain goods. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what they look like. It's going to be interesting to see where the global economy is and where the globe is as a whole. Shout out to potential World War III, officially almost getting kicked off with the authorization of Ukraine being able to use longer range missiles technically. But it's going to be interesting to see where we still got roughly 2 months, a little under 2 months until President-elect Trump is actually inaugurated into office. And a lot of stuff can happen within 2 months. Think how much stuff has already happened, since he's been elected. It's been almost 3 weeks since the election here. It'll be 3 weeks when you guys hear this. And, things have already changed so much in the world, right? So it's going to be interesting to see exactly where the world's at and how President Trump is going to put things into place, not just the things he's saying he wants to do, but the explicitness of them, what the tariffs actually look like, what countries are actually on, and on, what goods as far as what they're actually on as well. And the Secretary Bennett here is going to have to deal with sort of the fallout of that and what comes with tariffs from other countries, and handling our tax situations. And like I said, he's in charge of the IRS technically. I think one thing too, the tax cuts as well. Trump says he's going to send the tax cuts, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays as well into Secretary Bessent's potential role. Bessent